are back with another interesting topic, and today we are going to be talking about trauma dumping on social media. And it's quite interesting because social media has normalized things that aren't normal. As in, why are you sharing your things on social media? So today, joining me in this conversation, I have Chris and I have Mabs. So kindly introduce yourself to our followers.
My name is Chris, an everyday normal guy who is trying to know more about himself and the environment he finds himself in.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about this conversation because I'm very active on social media.
Yeah. What about you, Mabs?
My name is Mabs. I'm a food blogger and a food critic. I'm laughing because Chris currently
Yes.
is trending. Like,
Okay.
he's the topic on social media. So I'm really excited that we're having this conversation.
Wait, before we get into that, so what, you're a food blogger?
Yes, I'm a food blogger, yes.
Okay, so Chris, why are you trending?
Hey,
Like, we have to
I'm
know.
Okay, so I shared a story about my experience meeting someone, and it was just interesting. I believe that it sits in the conversation that we've been having. So I met a lady, very beautiful lady, at a pharmacy, and I took her number. So we started texting, and she kept asking, what do you do? What do you do? And the question kept reoccurring. So I was wondering, why is she so fixated on what I do and my age? So to be just a bit funny, I said I am the general secretary of the Pakpapa Ghana Association. And there was a viral video that went, I think some years back, where a man was interviewed about the economy. He said he had 5 children, and the reporter asked him, "So how do you take care of these children?" The man is trying to explain all the things that he does that he cannot explain. He said he does Pakpapa. So the girl asked, "What is Pakpapa and what is that one too?"
Wait, pause. You actually typed.
I said I typed Pakpapa, and the girl said, "What is that one?" And I said to Google it because I was trying to see whether she would actually get the sense of humor. Because
Okay.
I realized that it was a joke gone wrong. She didn't know what Pakpapa was. So I thought she would Google it because the moment you Google it, the video is the first thing that pops up. So she didn't do it. And then she ghosted me. I was sending her a message for like days. She was not minding me. And
Because
I
that's cheek. Like, how do you tell me to Google it? Like,
No, but I think that...
Well, I can agree that it was something on my part, but at least it's funny. You should at least know why. I thought she would do that because I actually know people who would actually go and Google and say, and when you interestingly, because of that term, someone has made it a business. So when you go, there's actually pakpapa.com. Like it's a business that is going on.
Yeah.
And so I thought she would do that. She didn't do it. So I was just there and I was like, let me share my experience on social media.
Okay.
It went viral. People, like, it has over 500 retweets.
Okay, so what exactly did you say on your social media post?
he shared the whole story.
Oh no, I just summarized. I said, I met a very beautiful. I don't know if you want me to read it.
You
But
can read it if you want.
I just summarized it, and let me just read it. So it was very straightforward. I was just like,
Going to...
Ghana girls, eh? So I met this beautiful girl at a pharmacy some days ago, took her contact number, and we started texting on WhatsApp. She kept asking, "What do you do?" I felt it was a bit interesting, so I told her I'm the general secretary of Pakpapa Ghana Association. She replied, "Which one is that?" I told her to Google it. No, the girl ghosted me. I told her, the girl ghosted me. She said, "I'm serious." She wants to hear the Deloitte, KPMGs, Talu, EcoBank, MTN, God of Employment, have mercy on your boys. So it just went viral. Everyone was like, ah. And I put the video also there. And I just wrote that if only she had Googled Pakpapa, she would have understood me and like the context in which I said it. Then other like popular bloggers like Olele Salvador came to comment. why did I do that? People were like, oh, girls are gold diggers now. They want to know what you do so that they'll use that to respect you. People felt like I was wrong. Like, it was just nice seeing the comments that were coming.
Yeah.
Interestingly, this girl that ghosted me screenshotted my post on Twitter because it had gone viral. I'm sure she saw it.
Yeah.
And then she came to my DM the next morning on WhatsApp and she was like, you think I'm a cheap girl and you wear and put this like, yeah. And I mean, I actually told her that I want to advise, like, it's very demeaning to ghost someone. And if I had done that to her, I don't think she'll be happy, So that's the thing. So, like, situating this conversation, like, someone will think that I did, like, trauma dumping on social media.
But you did.
I went through some experience.
It was traumatic.
And I put it out there. But being ghosted is not a nice thing.
Yeah.
And that is what trauma dumping is. So technically, you're right.
Yeah,
I did some
you did trauma dumping, yeah.
but people resonated with the story. People came to, like, talk about other things. So
what does overshare mean to you then? Okay, wait, let me go to Mabs because you've given us your story. Okay, let's go to...
I feel like oversharing, to me personally, I feel like oversharing is subjective. What may come as oversharing to me may not be to somebody else. Maybe, like, in this situation, I don't think I would have gone the extra mile to go and share on Twitter that, oh, some boy has ghosted me. I feel like that's a bit too much for me to put out there. Okay, yeah, he's ghosted me, I don't like it. It ends there. But then to him, he's able to share. I probably wouldn't be able to take the comments or the reactions of other people that's going to come, particularly to the thing I'm sharing. So I wouldn't share. So to me, oversharing is like, if you can take the reactions of other people that are coming to what you're sharing, then you've not overshared. But if you can't resonate with the reactions of other people, then that's oversharing. Don't post it out there. If you don't want other people to react to it, don't post it out there.
Yeah. I think that for me, one thing I find very cringing is that, like, why won't people have actual conversations? So, like, for you, like this, you wanted to have a conversation with her, right? She was just not minding you. But I've realized that when people have problems, instead of them, having a mature conversations with the person that has offended them, they come on social media and give a whole, breakdown. I mean, if you go on social media or TikTok, you see experiences with dates. I think I've seen one where she came with a friend and the guy was not paying for her friend and she shared it on social media. That is very cringy. So, like, why do people do that? Why do people do that?
I think that we need to understand why social media the idea behind the creation of social media. So it first off came as a digital platform to allow people to connect with each other.
Exactly.
And it moved from just being able to message somebody privately to now telling us what is on your mind. So something like Facebook will ask you what's on your mind. Because it became like a mini blogging platform.
Yeah.
Where you put out your message, something you're experiencing. How is your day going? Something like that. So it's like telling your life story. And for some people, they feel that their personas online should be relatable. So somebody like me, I'm very active on Twitter. And aside, I put a lot of things relating to my professional work on Twitter. But at certain points, you want people to feel that you are a relatable person, somebody who can ghost you. Like, you're not some guy who is like, So it's like you want to put out a story. And I know some people do certain things for clout. Like
validation.
Yes. They tend to put out stories to see how people react to them and stuff like that. So I think that not everyone puts out a story in a negative light. Someone just wants to share. So what I did, I didn't put the girl's picture out there. I didn't put her name out there. I just said I met a girl at the pharmacy. And so no one would even imagine that
who that person
who that person is. But some people go the extent to even put people's names, mention their
pictures
names.
and stuff.
I know you have done this. I know you are sleeping with this person's
I've stopped
husband.
that ass.
You are like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's traumatic for others who read stories like these. Imagine I see a story on social media that talks about how someone has cheated on their partner and what their partner went through. At the end of the day, their partner like killed themselves or something like that. And the story comes out on social media. It's so traumatic. Like I'm like,
How do you even share that?
so should I marry? Am I safe if I marry?
Yes.
You know? And that's why people have had problems with trauma dumping. Like they feel like, the way all these people are sharing stories about divorce and things, then I don't think we should marry.
Yeah.
Because it's becoming scary now, you know? So the point is, some people genuinely share their stories because they want to hear what others have to say. And some people use it as an escape place to vent. And that's why people have used social media to track the mental health of certain people to see whether they are on the verge of suicide.
Yeah.
People have seen some posts of
Yeah.
people who suggest stuff
Yeah,
like
because I think there was something like that on TikTok where 3 hours before the person committed suicide, the person had posted a very like enlightening video. The person was excited, dancing and all of that. And 3 hours later, the person committed suicide. So the TikTok psychologist and all of those people came to track through all her recent posts, and they realized that in the past 3 months or something, she had been posting really, really exciting videos, like really happy. She had been sharing really happy moments in her life, and put like puzzling it together, piecing it together, realized that okay, at this point in time, the person was depressed, and she was just trying to put in a front to show to the world that she was happy. But then, like Chris was saying something about how people, like the kind of things people post. So I think that sometimes people, aside posting for clouds and all of that, there's a positive and a negative to reasons why people post certain traumatic like experiences online. Sometimes it's to get the opinion of others as to what's next to do, or how to tackle the situation they are facing. Other people too who do the whole tagging things is just to shame the other person and then like puts the person in a bad light, which is not good. Because
Yeah.
I don't understand why you've been in a relationship with somebody, say you're in a relationship with somebody, and then the relationship doesn't go well. You know, people have the tendency to just tell their side of the story.
Yes.
So you come and tell your side of the story, paints the person black, add names, images, videos, and all of that, just so that the person looks like the bad person, and then you come in the good light.
Yeah.
That is just bad. But then in the case where like Chris's post, or like you're going through something and then you come on Twitter, you go on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and then you're asking for valid opinions, like you're asking for interesting, how should I even put, like you're asking
Just
for the
of views,
wisdom
yes.
of others, like insights from others, then that is positive, because if you're able to take those criticisms or response from the people who have reacted to it, then it can build your next move, it can shape the next thing you're going to do. But then there's a thin line between doing it for a positive reason and then doing it for a negative reason.
I think that's, my next question is like, how far is too far? Like, what are the limits when it comes to these things? Because there are people who actually give off so much information that right now they're exposed to threats. People can just piece your personal information together and even get your bank details, know where you work, know the school your kids attend. How far is too far?
I think too far is when now the world knows more than enough. Like say you're a social media content creator and you have a family of 3, or you're a celebrity, you have a family. You definitely have a family. And now people can pinpoint exactly where your home is. Like, oh, this is so and so's house, or this is where so and so's children go to school, or this is this person's mother's house. This is that. This is where this is where you normally find this person, or this is where you. Then it becomes a threat, because somebody, mind you, when you post on the internet, one, the internet never forgets.
Yeah.
And it's a big ball. I feel like sometimes to me, I feel like the internet is even bigger than the world we live in,
No,
because
true.
my world may be just like limited to the people around me. But when I go on social media, it's like other people get access into my life. So if you're posting your children's school, where you live, certain information that should be kept private, if you're posting all that on social media, it poses a threat to you. So to me, that's oversharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, what about you? Do you think now social media has become a toxic environment? Because right now we have kids actually trying on anti-aging creams and like doing all sorts of things. So, since you're a social media person, what's your view on that?
I think in every environment where information exists, there's a tendency to be exposed to information that you may not need. So that is why, in the wisdom of the media, we have particular movies that have age limits, certain ratings. This is rated PG, parental guidance.
Every
This
that
is
one they
that.
watch.
This is that.
Yes.
Even on social media, some parents are concerned about, their children having access to certain information, like you're saying. So somebody may be exposed to trauma dumping of people who have talked about emotional things for a very long time. Then they start to tell themselves that they are depressed. All of a sudden, they want to take their lives because of the
Kind of thing they
kind of things they consume. I remember when we had the conversation about the Black Lives Matter in the US, for example, people were concerned about the fact that, blacks are trying to portray the police,
in a bad light.
in a bad way, trying to say police are always against black people. So because of that, it started shaping the behavior of blacks and relating to, law enforcement authorities in the US. So, you're right. The internet has the tendency of shaping people's behavior, shaping people's narratives. And so it's important that you do not allow yourself to be exposed to certain content. And that's why now the social media applications are learning our behavior. So they use algorithms to track the kind of things that we like to watch. So if I want to, let's say, know what somebody is made of, or know their kind of interest, I just tell them, let me follow you on Instagram. Now, where you go to the search, you see a lot of the things they are interested in. So most of my male friends, like
So
where
like
you
when you're
put
trying to search for something, you tap
that
on the search,
particular-
it
that
gives you a
particular
whole
yes.
lot of...
So when you see a guy and you tell him, let me follow you on Instagram, and you go to that search and you see a lot of ladies,
Buttocks.
nice lady buttocks, all those things. And you know that those are the things he has been looking at. Because then now there's that thing. So for me, you open my Instagram, you see a lot of tennis content, because I watch a lot of tennis videos. I post a lot of things about relationships. So you see lots of like relationship content.
We have a relationship expert in our midst.
No, like it's sometimes it's interesting. You see, like reading stories about people who have shared like their relationship stuff. It's
It guides you. Sometimes guides you as to what to go in for.
Exactly. Like it's nice. See, look at this my tweet. Trust me. See, I have posted things that have sense. When I say sense, like I have sat down, I have gone to read something so profound in a book. Then I'll just come and write. I think Malcolm Gladwell's book on the outliers explains it. Content zero. Nobody will come and even like repost. But they always want to hear some gist about relationships, something, and those are the things that drive people to even lie.
Yes.
And they trauma dump, like they will lie and say somebody was a gold digger, did this, did that, and then it's just getting people liking. But in actual fact, that content, when someone is exposed to it for a very long time, shapes their narrative, which is negative. So I believe that, and that's why sometimes people go on a social media sabbatical.
Yes.
Like they'll just say they are going off social media for some time. because it's distracting, the kind of things that they see there.
Have you done that?
Me,
Have you done?
I've never gone on a
Oh,
on a
I
on a
do
break.
occasionally, because sometimes it's tiring. Like for me, because I work on social media, sometimes I just want a break. Like, I don't want to see any Instagram like, or XX has followed you, or this person has tagged you. Like, sometimes it's draining. It's like, can we just have a break? So I just turn off like
The
notifications
You
for it,
don't
or
delete the app.
uninstall it for
Okay.
some days, and like just take a breather.
Chris, why haven't you taken a break from
Maybe
social
he likes
media?
Oh
it
well,
there.
I mean, I do not. I've not gotten to that point where I feel like I need to take a break, and I feel, and I think that the kind of content that I consume allows me to always want to be there. So like, I consume a lot of content on entrepreneurship, like things on marketing, like in my field,
Yeah.
like things concerning like PhD studies, like stuff like that. So it's like there's always that academic side, you know, in addition to the entertainment
Yes,
and
yes.
everything. And then the stories, the experiences, like we are discussing around trauma dumping, you know, it just gets to a point where you feel like enough of the stories about divorce.
Yeah.
Like, people are just talking about, somebody come and talk about their whole experience, how a man treated them that way,
Yes.
this way. She has never dated anybody, but in her mind, a man is demonic, a man
Yes.
is a cheat, and men are this, men are you know,
Yeah.
like, you remember the whole like time
That
where men are trash,
trash.
men are trash thing.
yes.
Because honestly,
Yeah.
there were people who hadn't been in bad relationships, honestly. Even if there was a bad relationship, they were the pioneers of the bad in the relationship. But then they'll come on Twitter, men are trash,
Trash,
That's
men
the
are,
thing,
men are,
yes.
men are,
Hey,
men are.
Ghanaian men are stingy.
Ghanaian men
they are
don't take care of their women.
They
Like,
don't take
well,
like
is it
some
true
narratives.
though?
They are not, oh please, I beg you.
Oh no, I don't think Ghanaian men are stingy. But then that's
That's a topic for another day.
Like, there's always a narrative that the people can push in the media.
Yeah.
pushing an
Using
agenda.
particular stories, like people. So it's like somebody will come and overshare a particular thing. So like an example in our political circles. Two people came on social media. Then they started saying papa no. They got everybody's attention. Then it got to a point they started bringing in certain details. In Ghana, do you know how many people are called Mahama? But one person just comes and just mentions the name Mahama. A whole population assumes that that is the former president. Meanwhile, the person didn't say John Mahama. The person just said Mahama. So this should let us know, like, the ripple effect of, you know, these kind of like trauma dumping
And things we share on
things
social
like
media.
we share on social media. You can literally just destroy somebody's career
reputation,
Yeah.
by just going to overshare and make things, you know, like out there. People
out of
can make. So
proportion.
the point is, people genuinely share, and it's good to sometimes know what somebody's experiencing somewhere to inform how you would also relate to things where you are. Like, if somebody comes to tell me about her first experience going to Canada, how she had to buy clothes that will fit the weather, the time she was going. And that's why people are into these kind of like blogging, lifestyle
Yes,
blogging, stuff
yeah.
like that. I like to watch videos ahead, because if I'm going to Canada, I'll just go to an influencer like that.
And
Yes.
then
If-
check what she
Yeah,
bought.
check what you like. You're a food critique, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe you go to restaurants, you critique food and stuff. If I want to eat, go and eat somewhere, I can probably just go to your page and look at your videos. But somebody might think that she has gone to a place and she's shaming the food she went to eat there. And she's communicating, she has overshared that she went to eat at this place, this food was this way, this food was this, and it can. But genuinely, somebody would want to also look at her review of the food
And then be
before
advised.
they decide
Yeah.
to go there.
Yeah.
So it's just like anything. When people abuse it, it becomes a problem. When people get so stuck to it and there's this form of addiction, it becomes a problem. People are now addicted to oversharing. Like TikTok.
Yeah, it's very bad over there. It's
Like,
it's crazy.
I see older women, like when and you see, I don't have a problem,
No,
but
when older women, like literally older women, like grown women,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be focusing on your
Fashion.
child who is like 15 years, who is
Yeah.
misbehaving. Your child is supposed to be on TikTok misbehaving and you're supposed to be correcting. But it's the other way around. You see older women insulting, using abusive language. And I'm like, do you have a child?
see, in fact, one time I was so shocked. Like, I saw an older woman on TikTok. It even went viral, where people were bashing her because she was taking a video in her bedroom, like with just a cloth, and I think her husband was just sleeping by her side.
Wow.
And she was just like, the whole ratings that come on there. People were like, she went live, and she was just, I don't know whether she was new to social media,
Are you
and she
kidding
wanted
me?
to just experiment, or she thought it will not go out. But like, I was like, this is your bedroom, this is your
Yeah, this
privacy.
is your private, yes.
Like, the man was even there. I'm not sure he even knew that she was there. But the guy was just in a singlet on the bed. He's
Just
minding his
chilling.
business. So, and the woman was just taking a video.
Nah,
Then I
that's
think at a
wrong.
point, the guy was even snoring. And then the woman was just like taking, and people were just commenting. And she was just, I was like, is she clueless? Like, what's she doing?
Yes.
You know, so it's like the social media now, people just,
It's crazy.
yeah. Like,
It's 2024. We are not taking this energy crack
At
because
all,
it's very,
at
very
all.
bad.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the way forward now? Like, being a social media person, can you tell us something practical as to because I mean we can't control trauma dumping. Like,
all.
even after this conversation, people will still share what they have to share. People are always people, but for someone who is a social media user, like, what are some of the things that you tell the person to do to not
I
get
always
overwhelmed?
say that if you're going to share on social media, there are some things you should consider. One, you should consider if what you're sharing is going to educate somebody. Is it going to inspire somebody? Number two, is it going to entertain somebody? If it's not doing any of these three, then you honestly do not have any business sharing on social media.
I like
If
that.
the content I'm going to share is going to entertain somebody, it's going to make somebody laugh, it's going to give somebody like
knowledge.
that's going to put a smile on somebody's face, then yes, I'm up for it. Share it. Is it going to teach somebody a skill? Is it going to teach somebody how to cook, how to clean their room, how to use their phone, how to set their camera, like those things? Is it going to educate somebody on something? Like, it doesn't have to be much, something little. Is it going to educate the person? Or is it going to throw a ray of hope into somebody's doomsday? If it's not going to do any of these things, then honestly, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have any business coming to troll somebody on social media. You don't have any business coming to insult somebody on social media. You don't have any business coming to body shame or fact shame somebody on social media. You honestly don't have it. It's not the right thing to do. So as a content creator, if I'm going to post any video whatsoever about food, I'm always thinking, how is it going to affect my audience? If it's going to affect them in a positive light, then yes, I'll share it. If I feel like it's going to affect them in a negative light, I wouldn't. For instance, like this food critic thing, if I go to a restaurant and it is that bad, and maybe it's my first time, I probably wouldn't share about it. I will try it again. If it is bad again, then I would throw a hint on my story. Because mind you, if I come and post and I say that, oh, it's bad, it's terrible, it's going to affect their business in a way.
Yeah.
So I'll find a way to present it that, oh, I went here, it wasn't good. And I don't think I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Yes. So if it's like if
just
it
have
doesn't
to know
have
the
any point
purpose,
in educating, inspiring, or
Yeah.
entertaining somebody, just don't post it. Keep
Chris,
it.
what about you? So you take it from the angle of the person receiving the
content.
Yeah, the content.
So I believe in the wisdom of those who are the developers of the social media application. They now have restriction, and they've given a certain opportunity for people to report content that they feel is not right. So you see, for example, on Instagram, there is a part that shows that it says that this contains graphics that are offensive or something. So it means that if you still want to go and view it, you
It's
click
at
to
your
view.
own detriment.
This contains some gory pictures of an accident, something, so that people will not see and be traumatized. Like, so, or maybe people are given the opportunity to report the post when they feel that it contains something, maybe offensive language, it contains some offensive picture, or pictures that can trigger certain disorders. So you even have, right now, people have even gone beyond, like they can tell you that this particular content has flashy lights. It is not appropriate for people
Yeah.
with certain particular
Like seizures
illness.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
Not to cut in, but then even now, Instagram has gone the extra mile. If you're posting something that has flashy lights and all those things, they warn you, the creator who's about to
Yeah.
post, that it has this, so we would advise you don't post it. But if you go on and you post it, then it warns the person at the receiving end that this has this kind of content, so
Yeah.
don't go
Alright.
into it.
Well, thank you guys for sharing these amazing nuggets. I
Oh,
think
why it has
seems-
ended?
Oh, Charlie.
Aw.
Our producer is giving me side eye over here. So it has ended. But I think it's 2024. It's still early. You are still in January. So please be mindful of what you share on social media. I don't think social media is your best friend. So just be mindful of the things you put out there. But as Chris said, just know that you should know the purpose for which you are sharing these things. You should try and curtail it. If you have to restrict. If you have to detox from social media, do it. But do not depend solely on the things you hear or see or listen to from social media. So guys, we'll be back with another episode. Do stay with us and have a lovely time. Bye.